Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Tea with Zeo, where the podcast is as long as the tea.
I actually have tea this time.
Today's episode, we have a special guest, as a new tradition we're starting just now, Pixel.
Hi, I'm Pixel.
And from now on, I'm going to be having a co-host, Neo.
Yeah, hey guys, it's Neo. You should know me. I'm like always with Zeo. That guy.
So, with our special guest, Pixel, she has a channel called Pixelisgaming. We'll leave a link down in the description below if you guys want to check her out.
Cause I'm awesome.
Pixel has been a YouTuber for quite a while now. When did you start YouTube, Pixel?
June of last year? I think like 3 days before the ZeoPlays channel started, actually.
Oh, so like basically the same time.
Yeah.
Oh.
What's your future plans for the channel,
Well, I'd like to set up an actual schedule. For a while I was doing Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday uploads as to not clash with ZeoPlays.
Oh, that's so considerate.
Pretty much. Yeah, I know, right?
Hey Zeo, I'm totally sure that she's not being considerate. She just doesn't want to miss out on all of those views because they're all going to you.
That's true. Because I got top-notch quality over here at ZeoPlays.
You know, everything's not a conspiracy.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure everything is a conspiracy. What do you think, Neil?
My whole life is a lie. I don't even know what's going on.
Tag teaming assholes.
Any of you guys who have followed ZeoPlays at all in the past, we had done a collab with Pixel quite a few times. However, every time I personally record with Pixel and Neo, my footage doesn't work.
Yeah, like you just seem to have a bit of a problem when it comes to recording with her.
So while we have a long-standing relationship with Pixelisgaming,
You guys have never seen it before.
you guys have never seen it. It always seems like it's behind the scenes, but really, we've always tried to make plenty of videos, and maybe eventually one day we'll have another collab.
One where the footage doesn't get corrupted? That would be the day.
What keeps happening? Like, is it the same problem?
It's me. I'm cursed. We went over this.
The curse of Pixel.
I mean, it's not like you really need any of my subscribers anyways.
That doesn't mean I want to keep giving you mine.
I don't know how many of yours have come to mind anyways. So.
All of the smart ones, really.
Wow.
Now you're just implying that all of our subs are dumb.
Oh shit, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry guys. I love you really.
I love my mortals. Shut up. No, you know what? You know what? These people don't appreciate you guys. Come become a mortal. Come to my channel. I appreciate and love everyone.
What are you talking about? I literally just called everyone who watches Zeo smart.
This is the Zeo gang, okay?
The Zeo gang.
I didn't come up with it. Somebody coined it in one of my comments.
Would you rather be a Zeo gang member,
Hell yeah, it sounds way cooler.
part of illicit activities, or be a mortal? Just be like everybody else. It's fine.
No one wants to be like everyone else. That's so boring.
It's true. It's all about uniqueness.
Exactly. Everyone in his gang gets their own gang sign and their own symbol. It's great.
You just gotta add a Z to it.
Mm-hmm.
Zeo Knights. If I was gonna start a cult, I'd call them Zeo Knights.
Zeo Knights. Why Zeo Knights?
It sounds cool. That's why.
I don't think you're a very good influence on children. He just likes the sound of his own name, so everything has to include Zeo in it.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It is Tia with Zeo, and now Neo.
Zeo
Long
with Zeo
title.
and now Neo.
That's Pixelisgaming, everyone. She's still gonna stay in the rest of the podcast. But if you want to check out her content, it's funny content. I'll leave a link down in the description to her channel below. Check her out. Go give her some love.
Aw, you called me funny. That's cute.
I mean, that's probably gonna be the only time.
Ever? The history of ever?
Ever, yeah. Never happen again.
Zeo, you should probably just cut that out and save yourself all the aggro. Okay, guys, right. So I know this is ridiculous and stuff, but Nintendo have been breaking the law in Europe. In Europe, we have the Consumer Rights Directive, and it basically says that you can get returns on all your shit, or at least that's part of it anyway. And Nintendo, if you buy anything off of their, what's it called, Nintendo eShop? It's the eShop, right? You can't get any returns on it. They actually have in their policy, it says, unable to provide refunds or exchanges for mistake purchases, and that includes things like pre-purchasing games.
See, I tell you what, Neo, frickin' Nintendo are shady bastards. Those assholes, they have been doing sly stuff for years. I hate them.
Wait,
Wow.
what have they done?
Well, my opinion might be a little biased, but from personal experiences, I have two accounts specifically why they're an awful company. One, I when I first got my Nintendo DS, I was super excited. I wanted to play all these different games on it and everything, and I bought a game that was made specifically in Europe. It was like this RPG that didn't release in America. So I bought it. I waited like 2 weeks to get it. When I finally got it, super pumped, put it in my game, all for the Nintendo DS to tell me that it is region locked. You cannot play other games from different countries, even though they're in the same language. We all speak English. You couldn't play the stupid game. I had to buy a freaking Nintendo DS from Europe to play that game.
There's so many issues with Nintendo. Like they have like no cloud saves, no counts on their pre-orders. Like all their purchases are tied to one device. It's ridiculous.
Right.
Some of the shit they have.
That's not even the worst part. So when I also got that DS, I tried to set up an online account. And my real name drop is RJ. And so I made my Nintendo account name RJizzle. And Nintendo banned me from online features until I changed my name.
I mean, are you surprised?
Yes, because they said it was gratuitous and offensive, and I said, that's bullshit. I'm a nerd from the 90s. I'm just trying to have a dope-ass name. I wrote them 3 strongly worded letters, and they never replied to me.
You use the word jizz in your Nintendo
It's
username.
not a sexual term. It's all jizzle. Have you never heard anybody go, for shizzle my nizzle?
Yeah, I've heard all of them terms. It's horrible, like 80s, 90s shitty language.
Hey, but that's the point. I should be allowed to have whatever gamer tag I want. It's not like I was saying, go blow a Hipple 93 or whatever stupid bullshit. The point is I should be allowed to have RJizzle, and I have boycotted Nintendo ever since, and I will continue to boycott Nintendo until RJizzle is allowed to be my tag. I want a response. I wrote them 3 letters until I get a response back.
How long ago was it that you wrote these letters?
It's been years.
Maybe you need an update. Maybe you need a new letter. Like,
I
hey,
should write them a new letter.
I'm still waiting on my reply.
Just send them this podcast.
Just send them this podcast. Nintendo, if you listen to this, the head of Nintendo, whoever the hell you are, if you hear this, please, let me just have RJizzle. That's all I want. I'll forgive the region lock, even though no other console does that. And you guys are retarded. As long as you let me use RJizzle. That's my standard.
Oh, and you should also let us get refunds.
Yeah, I mean, get that too, I guess, but mostly RJizzle.
I feel like the Europe thing is probably more likely to be changed just because that actually breaks the law. Meanwhile, I don't think they're too scared of a upset Zeo.
I'm just gonna go there with a sign that says, "Let me have RJizzle." Just, well, I'll walk around in a circle all by myself. Let me have RJizzle. Let me have RJizzle. I'll probably get like a weird crowd and be like, all right, we'll jizz all over.
No.
It's just like a fucking group of people just come around you, do a bit of bukkake for you, yeah.
Oh, jeez, this podcast always goes to dick jokes. And masturbating, that's
It's
what it always
because
boils
whenever
down to.
no, don't because it's the podcast fault. It's whenever you two get together, it becomes all about dick jokes.
I mean, not
Don't
necessarily.
blame the podcast. The podcast is an innocent child. It's you two that's the problem.
This next topic is an article about the problem with video games, remasters, and remakes. Game Central, the website, they decided to post this article explaining that they think that remasters, remakes are bad for the video game industry, and they destroy the cultural history of classic video games. I would like to know your guys' thoughts on that.
I totally disagree. I love it when they make remakes because, like, all those people who didn't get to experience the things that I loved and won't go back and experience them because they're like old games, they get to re-experience that. Except Skyrim, they should really stop remaking Skyrim. I'm sick of it. I just want Skyrim. I just want Elder Scrolls 6. Fuck Skyrim. What? How many Skyrims do we need?
How about you, Pixel? What are your thoughts?
Really depends for me, just based on like the game. Because if you're like completely remaking a game and you take a basic concept that was originally shit and you make it good, I don't necessarily have a problem with that because it's more reintroducing something that was originally hated by the gaming community, and then you turn around and you actually make a decent game out of it. As far as remastering games and taking them and just like upping the graphics, I have a bit of a problem with that just because it kind of feels a little money hungry. If you originally supported the game, I feel like you should get the new one, because otherwise I feel like it's lazy.
Nah, I don't mind 50% off. 50% off, I'd take that.
I mean, because you also got to consider that to remake the game, yeah, it could come off as a cash grab, but there are people who put work into remastering that. Like,
I'm not saying it doesn't take work, it just takes less work than it does to make a new game.
Well, I mean, when you're making a game, like, say, The Last of Us, Skyrim, and Shadow of Colossus. Shadow of Colossus is a fucking PS2 game. It's not like they're just like, hey, let's just port this over to the PS4 and, you know, smack some new graphics on it. Like, they're rebuilding that game.
That's true. They did rebuild. I mean, it's all new textures and everything. And while they probably used the original models, they had to strip that down and rebuild from there. Final Fantasy VII, my favorite game in the world. It didn't age well. It doesn't age well at all. Like, it looks really shit when you play it on a modern console. But I do want everybody to enjoy that, so they're remaking the Final Fantasy VII game. I'm pretty excited about it. Either way, it's a new way to tell a story. Both sides of the argument have its merits, so what do you guys think? Everybody listen to this podcast. Let us know down in the comments below. What are your thoughts? How do you feel about remasters and remakes?
I feel like we could have just pure started a debate in your comment section, because I mean, me and Pixel like getting into it there. Can you imagine having 20 people do that?
If
Holy
they're
shit.
debating in my comment section,
That's a lot of comments.
that's fine with me. I'm not at a point in my life, my YouTube career, where I'm like, hey guys, chill out in the comment section. I'm more like, hey, everyone needs to come in and have a free-for-all. Let's do this shit.
World War III. Let's go.
Yeah. Next up, we always like to talk about a specific game coming out, and something coming out soon is called the Darwin Prize.
The Darwin Project!
Pretty stoked about it. How about you, Neo?
I'm super excited. I can't wait to try this game out. It looks amazing, and it's so interesting. I've never seen anything as innovative as this before. It's a battle royale, like Fortnite. It sort of has a similar animation, but there's nothing else in common with it.
Yeah, it's basically Fortnite meets Overwatch. So you have 10 people in an arena trying to kill each other, essentially. But the cool element is there can be an 11th person who is passive and gets to see all the cameras and can control, like, the weather effect and everything.
He's a game master, and he sort of has the ability to do all different things. Like, there was nukes that you can drop in. You can give certain players, like, invincibility shields for a certain amount of time. You can also do this thing where all the spectators view the game master, viewing all of them, and they can vote on things to happen so that the game master sort of controls it as they vote it. So it's really like trying to get the audience involved, trying to really push for like the streaming sort of thing and all of that sort of stuff.
That's really cool, actually.
That's why I thought it was so innovative and like amazing. Yeah. Like I've never seen anything like that actually turns a game into like a full-on interactive TV show sort of thing.
I've had an idea like that for a while that I kind of wanted to do a choose your own adventure let's play. Like ever since I started YouTube, this was in my head. I've always wanted to just do one let's play where it's a choose your own adventure. So I would record like a shit ton of mini videos, and essentially at the end I would have basically like plugs to other videos, and they could choose their adventure through the videos and see what happens.
That'd be really weird and interesting.
I really want to do something like that. However,
that'd be so difficult to do, though.
It would be, and I'm willing to take that challenge. However, I want to wait till I have the fan base to want that. But no, I'm super excited for the Darwin Project. Personally, I'm going to get the game, and I will feature it on ZeoPlays. Question time. Do you like
questions for Zeo. Do you have some questions, don't you?
I do have some questions. Fans actually ask questions.
What?
I'll start off with one of them. Neo asked me how many pairs of shoes I owned, and I said 15. So one of the questions was a follow-up to that, apparently. And do you wear all 15 pairs of shoes? To which I say, no, actually, I have a lot of pairs of shoes that I haven't worn since I've owned them.
I knew you were going to say that. Everyone who owns a lot of shoes only wears like 3 pairs of them.
Well, the problem is my foot stopped growing when I was 15, and so I literally still have like 3 pairs of shoes from when I was 15 years old that I keep. So, second question there was also for one of my game series that I play. They asked who my favorite Doki Doki Literature Club girl is so far.
I bet I can guess.
Yeah, go for it.
What are their names again?
Jesus, Neo.
Monica.
Nope.
You were complaining about her before that you couldn't pick
Yeah,
up
Monica hurts my voice, like a lot. Like, every time I have to voice Monica, it really hurts. Because I have to talk like this, and it really kills me.
Which one's Monica again?
Monica is the
Without spoiling
long
anything.
orange hair with, I believe she has like a white
Oh,
bow.
okay.
Yeah.
What's? I reckon you like the purple-haired one.
No, that's Yuri. Yuri is the intense one. My favorite is Sayori, the bubbly one, who's like, oh, happy-go-lucky.
Oh, yeah.
He likes bubbly people.
I like her because my voice for her reminds me a lot of that robot chicken thing from the old Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon back in the 90s.
Oh yeah, we had a whole conversation.
We spoke about
Neo.
this.
We talked.
We
about
spoke
this.
about this. We did.
About this, yeah.
I remember.
And then I have one last question, and that was in the follow-up. What is the weirdest thing you do or did in your lifetime? And since Pixel's our guest, she gets to go first.
What? I'm not prepared. The weirdest thing
You currently do or did in your lifetime.
currently do or did. I don't know if this is weird as much as it is just sad, but probably both.
I love that you guys said that at the same time. That was beautiful.
But something that I do like fairly consistently because I don't have friends is like Friday nights I will sit down with like Dr. Pepper and a bag of hot Cheetos and I will play Sherlock Holmes Crime and Punishment.
It's not like it was defined as a masterpiece or anything. It was just average.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's cool. I mean, that's fine. How about you, Neo?
When I was ill, I started hallucinating and ran out into my hallway because I thought I could hear my brother talking to me. I couldn't. I was just hallucinating. And he was telling me to front flip down the stairs. He was telling me to front flip down the stairs. And I started freaking out and I was like, you know what? I can't front flip down the stairs, so instead I'll go and take a piss in the toilet. So I went in the toilet, and we have, you know, those toilets that are in their own room, and they're like really small. There's just enough space for a toilet and a person to stand there.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you guys have them? Yeah.
Sure.
I stood on the toilet and was like crouching on the toilet because I suddenly thought that there was enough space to do a backflip in the toilet. So I'm just standing on the toilet, like crouching, standing up, like as if I'm teabagging someone on COD, just doing that on the toilet for about 5 minutes. Come outside of the toilet. And then look down my stairs. My brother started telling me again, you now have to backflip into the kitchen from there. And I pure freaked out, crawled up on the floor and cried and started having like weird little attacks, like in little armadillo form, calling for help and everything, because I decided that I was gonna die if I tried to backflip it. So yeah, that was pretty weird.
Huh.
Gus.
I guess I'll go to a weird moment of my life.
You sing to yourself a lot. That's
I do. I sing when I get scared.
Why do you sing when you get scared?
It's because my mind is wandering everywhere and I think of all the worst possibilities that could happen, so I sing to keep myself focused.
Now that is weird. What the fuck?
I guess that's the best I can come up with, because like it's weird because I can watch horror movies all day and not be affected because I grew up with horror movies. But when I play a game, I have to make the physical decision to do stuff. And
I can just imagine like a killer sneaking around your house, and all of a sudden he just hears the creepy singing in the corner, like. I'm going to kill you. And the killer's just going to be like, shit, I don't know who's going to fucking die now, and leaves.
that reminds me, actually, I did have a moment like that in real life. So
What?
yeah, check this out. So what you guys as an audience may not know is I used to work for a company called Walmart, and I did the remodels for the company, and I would travel. So I lived on the road for a few years. Neo and I met during that time, so Neo's familiar. When I was doing a project, I had to run to the warehouse that we retrieved our stuff from at like 3 in the morning because I was the overnight lead. I went to the warehouse, and while I'm in this warehouse, the lights for the warehouse were the exact opposite. So all I did was pull out a flashlight to look for the stuff I needed. When I walked in, you hear various noises and stuff in general. I heard some noises, so like it was creepy and dark. So I made a joke. I'm like, haha, if there's any murderers, don't murder me. And then somebody actually took off running. So
That's sketchy.
I did that. I had that moment where I sung a little bit, and somebody took off running and left.
Someone's trying to rob the warehouse, and just in the back corner of the warehouse, they hear this echoey voice, "Murderers don't murder me." And it's just like, oh, okay, cool. Weirdest fucking robbing session like ever.
I don't know. It's what I do. Anybody who watches my horror series, I guess they can confirm. In every single horror game, I guarantee I have one little bit of singing at some point. So.
Zeo, you're probably gonna have to split this into like 2 videos or
Fuck
something.
that.
There's
I
no
will
way
cut
that
this
you're gonna be
down.
able to do anything. Like everything we said is gonna be gone. It's basically just gonna be the articles, because the articles took us like fucking half an hour
That's
to get
true.
through anyway.
Yeah.
That's true.
We started
All right,
debating. and
let's finish this off. Excuse me. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, you're on
He
your
did
own
that
there.
one on
I
his
did
own.
that by myself? Why did you guys slurp?
I've got no tea left, Zeo. I drank it all.
Well, mine's all gone now. That's the end of the podcast, everybody. Slipped by myself, apparently. Well, Pixel, thank you for being a guest. It was awesome to have you.
Yeah, it's because I'm awesome, and it made your experience better, and you're welcome.
Now you can fuck off. We don't care anymore. If you guys have any more questions, leave a question down below for the next episode of Tio with Zeo. It can be towards me, it can be to Neo, or to both of us, and we will especially ask our next guest. Thanks for listening to this episode of Tio with Zeo, guys. It's a little bit longer. They seem to be getting longer, but we'll find a deadline eventually. If there's a specific YouTuber you would like us to contact, or you're a YouTuber yourself and you'd like to be a part of our Tio with Zeo and Neo, leave a comment down below. Tell us who they are. Tell us the reason why you want us to talk to them or talk to you. And we'll definitely invite you at some point. Thanks for listening in, guys. We'll see you in the next Tio with Zeo and Neo. And if you have topics you would like us to talk about, post those in the comments too. Until next time, bye.
Bye.